Thank you for joining us on the Real News Extra. My name is Fred. I am the operations manager here at Relaw APC, and joining me today is Jennifer Felten, the principal and founder of Relaw APC. Hello, Jennifer.
Hi.
What is a partition action? Could you please explain? It's part of our case of the month.
Right. So a partition action is a type of lawsuit. It is designed for co-owners of a property when they can't come to an agreement on what to do with the property.
Okay.
Generally, one or more of them wants to sell, while one or more of them wants to keep the property. Very common in inheritance situations, and the law allows you to get out.
Okay.
You can't force someone to stay an owner and to stay your partner in a property. So it's actually very favorable to the person who files the lawsuit from the perspective of the court will order a partition, a division, right? Partition division of the property.
Okay.
Almost always, absent some sort of fraud. But there are some rights that you get when you're the defendant in a partition, which is you get the first right to buy the property.
Got it.
So if you're fighting over who gets the property, maybe two siblings both want the property, then you don't want to file the lawsuit because so there's a bit of a game that goes on with partition actions. So the case of the month was an estate situation where siblings inherited a property and couldn't agree on what to do with it.
So then why did the court decide or rule that the siblings did not have standing, given that they were most likely the heirs?
Right. They were probably the heirs, and months or years later from now, that will be resolved, and then they'll have to do this over again because this case was in probate. So the probate court had not made a determination as to ownership yet. So they jumped. They skipped the probate piece of the puzzle, and there was and went straight to a partition action. But you don't own the property until the probate is done and has distributed the property. So that hadn't happened yet. So they kind of got their order wrong.
Don't skip the steps in the legal process. Got it.
Our legal system is very controlled, and people don't understand civil procedure, right? So you think, it's a game. It's like playing chess, and if you don't follow the rules of chess, you can't win the game.
Right.
And so you can't sue because to file a partition action, you have to have an ownership right. Well, until the court has made you an owner via the probate, you don't own it, and so it's not, the concept in the laws is not ripe yet.
So what should you do if you're an attorney or you're a real estate professional and you're dealing with a property that is tied up in an ongoing probate? What happens? What do you
wait.
do? Okay.
You don't spend tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars on legal fees that are going to be thrown out the window because your case is not ripe yet.
Yes. And then you get to do it all over again.
And you get to do it all over again. So you get good legal advice, and you got to follow the steps. So in the right circumstances, you can expedite things. So there could have been things done to try and expedite it potentially, but no one was they just got lost in the fight instead of focusing on following all the steps.
Got it. Well, thank you.
Yep.
And thank you for joining us for the Real News Extra. If you're enjoying this content, I invite you to click on like or subscribe, and of course, ring that little bell for future notifications. My name is Fred, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.